Hey guys, it's Eric here. Welcome to another wonderful episode of Beautiful and After. And today Josh is with me. I'm going to cut his hair, kind of go over some simple men hair cutting tips, ideas, pointers. If you're doing it, if you're cutting somebody's hair, then you can kind of use some of this stuff. If you're just a customer, you can use some of this stuff just to know what to ask for, know what you're looking for. Most guys cut their hair too short, so lots of people go straight to clippers and they just start buzzing, which is not always a good idea. You know, it can make the sides too see-through, just not always a good idea. To me, some of the biggest, simplest ideas with guys' hair is you don't want to cut it too short. You don't want scalp showing through. That's just, who wants their hair to look thinner? But you do want some texture. You want some movement. You can get some of that from products, but most of it is in the haircut. Most guys, the simple problem is growing around the ears. You want to clean that up around the ears. Pretty simple. But most guys also get basketball head, is what I call it, kind of where the sides always get too poofy. So I'm definitely going to thin the snot out of the sides of his hair. Try to get that beat down. I'm going to use different types of scissors. I've actually got another video you can check out that goes over texturizers and thinners and chunkers and tells you, you know, kind of the difference between them all. But today I'm going to use an 8-tooth scissor. I'm going to use a 30-tooth scissor, and I'm going to use regular scissors. Some of this can just be done with regular scissors. It's a lot more work. Some of these tools just make it a lot easier to do. And really, a lot of things come down to saving time. I'm also going to use a little trimmer. Trimmers make it quick and easy. So I'm going to start off kind of trimming around Josh's ears, cleaning that up. The neckline, I mean, at the bottom, you can either do that squared, you can do it rounded, you could fade it in where there is no line. And these are things, if you're cutting somebody's hair, you want to ask them, hey, do you like this squared up back here? Do you like it rounded? It all makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm just using the clippers, buzzing around his ears. Sounds like a small airplane taking off. And I'll show you when I get to the other side what I'm doing over here, because I'm actually using a comb. I'm doing a clipper over comb technique. That's what a lot of barbers do. A lot of barbers will actually just use a comb for the entire haircut. I like to go in and use scissors just to, I don't know, get a better texture. Not just one machine cut haircut. Okay, so what I'm doing is I am actually combing out the hair and bringing the clippers on top of the comb, called clipper over comb. Pretty simple stuff. Just pulling this in wherever his beard is. I'm combing this back, looking for any crazy hairs. You know, just going in and zipping that off. The key here is not to get carried away, not cut too much hair. Kind of do it, look at it, you know, see how clean cut this is. I'm cutting Josh's hair dry. A lot of people want to cut hair wet. Hair shrinks when it's wet. If you cut it wet and you let it dry, it shrinks. And that's always funky because what you're cutting is different than the end result of the haircut. So if I cut his hair dry, I can see what's going on. I can see how it's actually going to lay. There you can see what that ear, you know, just right around the ear, follow the natural hairline. This section right in the front of the hair, I always like to comb this forward. Actually, switch to scissors. I like to comb this forward, and actually I'll hold that with my hand. And I'm going to follow his hairline, his natural hairline. I'm going to follow that with the scissors. Not too close, I mean I'll stay out a half an inch or something. Just clean it up, all the edges. I'm looking at the perimeter, everything around the edge. I might leave this front shaggy, who knows. I mean, I think it's actually sad that a lot of guys go into a salon, go into a shop, and they say, you know, what do you want to do? And they're like, number 2. Seriously, that's your great haircut idea, the number 2, the number 3. Hot dog, didn't drop it on the floor. There is an art to learning how to catch the things that you're almost dropping. keep a lot close in hand because you will drop a lot. Cleaning up his sides, you know, that's kind of the perimeter. I still need to work on this bottom. Through most of this, what I was calling basketball head, like kind of where the fullness and roundness comes in, that's where I'm going to go straight into the 8-teeth clippers, the 8-teeth scissors. I'm going to do the same thing, clipper over comb. I'm going to pull this out and just work this through all of the sides of his hair, adding texture, taking away bulk. It's kind of thinning out the hair. If you do too much, you're going to thin it out. If you do just the right amount, it'll be texturized. And how do you know where that line is? I'm doing quite a bit, and I know we're not going to cross the line. Josh's hair is a little thick. You know, you get somebody with finer hair, you're going to do a little less of this. You might just do a few little snips. I'm not going down to the scalp with these things. I'm kind of going, you know, pulling it out some. But that already starts to take away some of the bulk, and that's what it's all about, getting rid of the bulk, getting rid of the round head. When it comes to a man's haircut, some of it's terminology. You know, like I was saying, you want the back squared, do you want it rounded, do you want it faded where there is no line, do you want it off the ear, do you want to kind of leave it a little shaggier and, you know, kind of leave it not so cleaned up. Same thing with the top. We've got the top level, we've got the side level. You know, I'm just thinning this out. I'm just kind of texturizing, chunking into that. But this top, I'm going to do the same thing, but where the top and the bottom meet, you know, do I want that more squared, kind of like a longer flat top sort of deal? Do I want it more rounded? You know, and usually when you ask somebody, they look in the mirror and they say, yeah, I hate it when this is left too long. And some people say, no, cut that down. This poofs out too much. I don't want this weird Wolverine hair. Sometimes that's kind of cool. I'm going to go through all of his hair with these, still using these 8-teeth scissors.